Real quick, before we get started, I wanted to take a second to say thank you to everyone who watched the announcement video for the show, followed the new social media accounts, and sent me messages letting me know how excited they are for this project. It means so much to me, and I cannot thank you enough. Also, don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button wherever you found this podcast, and make sure to tell your friends about it. Now, let's jump into the first episode. Welcome to our very first episode. On today's episode, we're going to discuss the importance of having the support of your friends and family. When I started to map out the design of the podcast, I had one goal in mind, and that was to bridge the gap between the creator and their friends and family. Not everyone is going to know what being a content creator is, or how huge this industry is, or even the possibilities that can come from it. However, we cannot grow without the support of those around us. And it is the support in which our foundation is built. Without that foundation, it's going to be an uphill battle. I remember back in 2006, I would wake up early on Saturday mornings to watch the Halo 2 Pro series. As soon as I saw it on TV, I was hooked immediately. I knew at some point in the future, gaming would become this thing where you can make a living off playing video games. I didn't know what it would look like or how that would even be possible. I also knew my parents would never let me pursue this type of career, because back then, it wasn't even possible to have a career or a long-term career in gaming, unless you worked for a gaming studio and you're the one who created the video game. Fast forward to today, you could make the argument that content creation is one of the most sought-after careers out there. Everything from online sales to creating how-to videos on YouTube. Content creation allows you to be your own boss. You get to work from home or work wherever you choose, and you're also on your own schedule. But again, without the support of those closest to us, it's going to be a nightmare to get started. One question you might be asking yourself is, how can you support someone when you don't watch that kind of content? The answer is super simple, and honestly, it's probably things you're doing on social media anyway. The first way to help a small streamer or a small content creator is to interact with their social media posts. Like their Instagram posts, like their TikToks, or Facebooks, or Twitter, and leave a comment on a YouTube video, and you can even click the thumbs up button on YouTube. You may not think this is a way of supporting, but it really is. By liking a piece of content, you're showing that creator you enjoyed the video or the post, or you're just there to simply support them. I'll give an example of how it can help. Let's say I post a video on Facebook and you leave a comment. Your friends on Facebook will see on their feed that you commented on a post. It pushes it out to other people. For example, or another example, have you ever noticed you get some pages that show up on your feed, but you've never heard of that page and it's not something that you follow? However, at the top of that post, it's going to say, so-and-so replied to a comment, or so-and-so commented on this post. This is one huge way to get additional people to view and interact with that streamer's content. Normally, those people wouldn't even know where to look for that type of content, even if they wanted to. Another example would be if you retweeted a tweet on Twitter. Say that 5 times fast. It will show up on your followers' feeds as something you personally interacted with. And again, it gets pushed out to others for them to see as well. The second way you can show support is by word of mouth. It's the oldest way to show support that you can possibly think of. You can tell people about it, especially if it's something that you think that they're going to find interesting or funny. It's the same concept as seeing a hilarious dog video on TikTok and you share the link to your friends in your friends group chat. If you are really ruthless, you or your friends have the Twitch app or the YouTube app on their phones, you can always pretend that you want to take a picture of them, but secretly you pull up those apps. Let's say you search for HaggardX Gaming and you drop a follow. It's the oldest, or it's the, oldest trick. It's the, will you take a picture of us? But instead of taking a picture of them, you're going to take a selfie. And then the next day they're going to wake up trying to see what cute pictures they took from the night before. And then bam, there's a picture of your beautiful face. Like I said, it's kind of ruthless, but in a way it can be effective. Just those two things alone are great ways to show support. By interacting with the content on social media and making sure to share the content with others. By doing these little things, it will add up over time. Ninja wouldn't become the most famous streamer overnight by playing Fortnite with Drake if he didn't already have a small community behind him and who supported him. We say it takes a village to raise a family, but what we often miss is that it also takes time. It's not something that just happens overnight like we think it does, or it may look like it does. By now in this episode, if you haven't already noticed, I've been putting a huge emphasis on engagement and growing a community, and it's for a very good reason. Growing a community and having that engagement around the content being put out there helps us content creators get brand deals and partner deals. An example would be the Path to Partner push to become a Twitch partner. You have certain criteria that you must meet within a 30-day span to be able to apply for that partnership. Within those 30 days, I believe you need to stream for 25 hours. You need to stream on 12 different days. And the hardest part, you need to average 75 concurrent viewers. Now, this is the hardest part for majority of small streamers. Me personally, I would love the opportunity to work with companies like Nike, Rain, Under Armour, Stuff Controllers, and Monster. But to be accepted into their partner programs, you need the following to back it up. I see so much untapped potential out there with partnering with all of these different brands. But again, the price of entry is very high. I know in the trailer for the podcast, I talked about two big name streamers being in Super Bowl commercials the past couple of years. And I believe I also mentioned FaZe Clan partnered with Porsche recently. If you want another real world example or a couple, Nike dropped a FaZe Clan shoe a couple weeks ago. Last week, LeBron James was pictured during his basketball game wearing his own pair of FaZe Clan basketball shoes. I don't think that's something the public can buy. You can just buy the normal shoe. I don't think they actually have a FaZe Clan basketball shoe just yet. Another example would be TimTheTatman playing PGA Tour 2K23 Road to Masters. If you're not sure what this week is, this is Masters Week. If you've never heard of the Masters, it's one of golf's biggest tournaments of the year. Now, I'm recording this episode on Wednesday of the Masters. TimTheTatman last Sunday played this game at Augusta in the clubhouse where the Masters is played. These are the kinds of things I'm talking about when I mentioned untapped potential. There are so many small streamers out there who have some great ideas, but the consistent viewership numbers are just not there for them to be able to get these opportunities to bring these partnership ideas to life. Now let's transition to the third way on how you can show support. The third way is going to be financial support. To be clear, as a content creator, just because you make tons of money streaming or creating content, that doesn't actually mean you're successful, at least for me. Having an impact on someone or giving someone a community that they feel they can belong to or they have a good time in is a huge measure for success. But let's not beat around the bush about it. Earning money from your passion is a tool that you can use to create better content. For me, again, for example, earning money from Twitch subscriptions, from YouTube views, and donations allow me to upgrade my camera to make better looking videos. Or it allows me to upgrade my computer so I can capture better content at a higher quality and stream at a higher quality as well. It allows me to purchase tools to help create better thumbnails and finally be able to create quality merch for everyone to enjoy that doesn't look like I got it at the dollar store. This is no offense to the dollar store or anybody who shops at the dollar store, but let's be honest, that's not the best quality. Financial support allows the creator to continue to grow and produce better looking content. If you look back at the quality of content creators and big name streamers, what they used to produce before they got big is vastly different from today. Obviously, technology gets better with time, and it's better than it used to be. But The financial support allowed them to upgrade their hardware to make better quality content. Without that kind of support, their quality may not be what it is today, or it just may have taken them longer to get to where they are quality-wise. So, of course, there are a number of ways you can show support. Financial support is certainly one of them, but it is not the end-all be-all or the one that you must fixate on. One thing you may not know or may not realize is small streamers typically get looked over in the Twitch directory, because at that point in time, there are so many people who are streaming on Twitch under that category that you can just scroll endlessly for thousands of Twitch streamers. And unless you know the name that you're actually looking for, to be honest, it's pretty difficult to find them. But in my experience, seeing your viewer count go from 0 to 100 concurrent viewers is as exciting, if not more exciting, than having one viewer who donated $100. Growing a community and having those loyal viewers who are just always there to hang out, who will talk with you about a variety of topics, is always better than having no one interact with you at all. I said at the beginning of this episode, my goal in creating this podcast was to bridge the gap that I see with small streamers or small content creators and garnering the support of their friends and family. Now, this is no way a knock against those closest to us. It's a message to all of them that we cannot grow without their support. Another thing that I notice, and I don't want to speak for everyone, but at times when I tell people that I stream video games or that I play video games and upload them to the internet, I get embarrassed and I get, anxiety about how they may perceive me now that they know this about me. If this is you, together we just need to move past those feelings and let them know how much their support really means to us. And without their support, those big, big dreams we have will not become reality. Now, all of this is just the tip of the iceberg. I have a lot more topics that I want to cover, but I wanted to start with this because I feel like it's the foundation, like I said earlier, and it's the lifeblood when we're trying to create content. Everyone, and I literally mean everyone, starts out as a small streamer or a small content creator. The difference between staying a small content creator or staying a small streamer is garnering that support. Now, it is extremely rare to be found on the internet and then all of a sudden, boom, you're this huge success. And I mean, who knows? Maybe that will happen with this podcast, but having a goal or a dream, knowing where you see yourself or what you think the end result will be, will help you prepare for when that moment comes. So those who have been with us, who have been supporting us from the beginning, they get to witness all of that and they get to experience it with us. Now that I sit here and think about it, I cannot tell you how much I've enjoyed sitting down and putting this episode together and thinking about how I wanted to deliver this type of message to everyone. It was super important to me to be able to get this out. And as I've said many times, I truly, truly believe the support of those closest to us is the bedrock or the foundation in which our success is built. Now, if you enjoyed the episode, or if you found it helpful, please do me a favor and hit that follow button or hit that subscribe button. I have so many goals for this project, and like everything that we talked about, I need your support to make those goals attainable. Also, at the end, make sure you leave a 5-star rating and comment on what you enjoyed the most about the episode. If you want to, you can follow the pod on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at HaggardPod. You can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/HaggardXGaming. In the off chance that I start streaming on Kick, you can also follow me on kick.com/Haggard. If you want to catch some of my streams, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights from 7 p.m. Central Time to around midnight. That's all I've got for today's episode. I've truly, truly enjoyed putting this together, and I will catch you in the next one.